Hey guys, it's Brian.
And Liz.
Hey guys, we can't wait to see you at Together in the Trades, the summit for couples in business and marriage conference that we're co-hosting with Caleb and Brittany Allman. Guys, it's going to be going on July 14th and the 15th, and we can't wait to see you there. Liz, what else can they expect?
Well, this year we're turning it into a 2-day event. So you'll have half-day sessions both days, and then there's time for activities and adventures and, coming back together in the evening as a big group. So a little bit more of like a retreat focus this year. Definitely out of, kind of our comfort zone being out there in the mountains, and it's the perfect place to have a retreat at the end of our busy season.
Guys, we can't wait to see you there. TogetherInTheTrades.com. Got a handful of tickets left, but we really hope to see you, your significant other. It's going to be a great time. Come strengthen your relationship, work on your marriage, and learn how to grow your business together as a power couple. We can't wait to see you guys there. TogetherInTheTrades.com.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, we are going to be talking all things Marriage Monday today because we're going to give a debrief on Jeremiah Jennings and Savannah Jennings, 52-week debrief of their Marriage Monday.
That's so awesome. They've been doing it for a whole year.
Podcast
52
episodes.
weeks, isn't it? Yeah. 50. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the deal. Baby's like nursing right now. To paint the image, to paint the picture.
They don't need to think about that right now. That's so awkward.
My mom, Grandma, because Grandma and Grams, Grandma is watching Emmy. They went for a walk. Walk. And so I'm like, hey, it's actually probably as quiet as it's going to get in this house. It's like late in the afternoon. And I'm like, it's kind of a now or never if we want to do a podcast. And I said, it's been a minute since you've been on the show. I try to get you on as much as possible, which kind of relates to about every 3 or 4 weeks. Literally, Liz, every time I do a show, from Mr. Producer to everybody that DMs me on Instagram to everybody who talks about the show 2 days later, 2 weeks later, Liz is the best. Liz is the best shows. I love having Liz on the show. And I'm like, why? And like, I don't know. I just love Liz. I like Liz. And I'm like, what about the other shows I put out? Like, no, those are good too.
Those are good.
So I guess that's a filler. I'm the filler and you're the main event.
I don't think so.
So you can handle our speaking engagement at Together in the Trades.
Oh, okay.
You can do our speech at LAL. I'm sure everybody's just done hearing me yell at them. I'm like, you got to do better and be better and work harder. And it's like, okay, Fullerton. So I was joking about some podcast topics we could do. And I said, hey, we should totally do a debrief on their 52 weeks of their Marriage Monday because we've listened to quite a few of the episodes.
Yeah.
It is kind of entertainment. It is kind of educational. It's a little bit of everything. I don't know. What's your high level on the 52 weeks of Marriage Mondays? I've listened to pretty much probably 85-90% of them. You listen to probably a third to half of them.
I listen to them to get my Alabama accent like refined.
Dialed in.
Yeah, it's still not very good. So they need to do another 52.
They need to do another 52 weeks. If you guys,
I really do enjoy listening to them. They have really good charisma, especially back and forth. They fit really well together. I mean, I guess they should. They're married. I'd be sad if they weren't.
They get married. Hey, we should figure this out. Versus like each other, then get married.
But it is really cool hearing from another couple, especially different stage of life. They're a lot younger than we are.
Yeah, by like a decade and
early
a half.
Early in marriage, early in business, and it's cool, to hear from them. Yeah. They're so much farther ahead of.
Oh my God, it's remarkable.
It's nice to see how the other side lives.
Yeah, it's like, can you imagine being young Christian people and I think Jeremiah was homeschooled.
At their age, I think I was still going through my Kesha phase.
Kesha phase, yeah. I was working and cutting grass. I don't even know what I was doing at 2021. Oh my God, just. I don't
want to know what I was doing.
I couldn't even imagine. And it's just funny because they're like, how they're starting off in marriage at 20, 21, 22, I don't even know, 23 years old. And I'm like, dude, there's lessons that you and I didn't learn until about 3 weeks ago.
And there's still things that we can pick up from them.
Everybody.
You can learn from everybody at every stage in life. So
I agree.
I really do enjoy
it. It is fun seeing them being young. It is fun seeing them. And I don't want to use the word naive because that's not the case at all. I think they're actually pretty mature in a lot of their approach and a lot of the conversations they've been having on the Marriage Monday. And it is fun to see them be creative and brainstorm and talk about and think about and try to add value, I think is Jeremiah's line. fine. And it's just fun seeing how they approach their relationship. Now, I will say, being married for just a minute longer, being a little bit older, it is also really funny, like hearing some of the topics they do talk about and me going, dude, I want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Like their pet peeves episode is probably my favorite one, where they were just.
I still haven't listened to that one. That one gets referenced a lot.
Oh, it is a classic. It's a classic. And they're just like, hey, so here's what we're going to do. For the next 45 minutes, we're going to talk about each other's pet peeves. I'm like, that's a horrible idea, but they went for it. And Jeremiah's like, Savannah, your driving is awful. And she's like, speak for yourself. Your driving is awful. And so it's like that and laundry and like food preferences or whatever. It's just the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, man, I would just take an L. I would be like, you know what, Liz, you got it, honey. Whatever you want. Like I got one of my lines is you can be right or you can be rich, right? Or I always say it's easier to make more money than it is to have an argument. So
wait. Are you saying that it's a mistake? It would be a mistake for us to do it because you don't want to put that out there, or because you're afraid of?
Oh, I'm 100% afraid. I'm the leader of my household. I'm the man of my house. I lead my house like nobody. I'm the man. The bravado is large. It's big with this man. Also, I'm not picking a fight with my wife. Also, blink if you're in trouble. It means you're very dialed in. You know the kind of life you want, and you know. See, that's the thing. You're such a great wife and such a great woman. You know, you have the vision. Brittany Ullman says we're always talking about the vision. I'm just trying not to lose vision out of my left eye. Or the right eye. That's the vision I'm looking forward to. So I'm like, I walk by you now and I'm like, holy shoot. You know, I got an automatic complex where I got to walk. I'm just kidding. Blink if you're
They can't hear you blink.
they can't hear your screams either. Oh man, it's good stuff. So what I am excited about, and they're hyping it up, and you haven't listened probably in the last week or two of episodes. We've been kind of drowning behind the scenes with a baby.
It actually hasn't been that bad.
No, it's not been as bad as when we had Emmy. That's for darn sure. But they've been.
Love her, but she's
God bless
not
her.
the easiest newborn.
No, not at all. This is definitely a easier baby for darn sure. Still, you haven't got a lot of sleep, so kudos to you for the sacrifice. You are getting up 3 or 4 times a night, couple hour stretches.
To be fair, he usually does 2
big stretches.
It's only been 3 weeks, so everything's a phase right now. And I think that's part of like why it's so much easier this time around, is because we're like, the night sucked. Tomorrow will be different.
Yeah.
Like, it's just everything. You just kind of know that it's going to suck for a while. You'll eventually sleep again. But he, to be honest, I have gotten
more sleep than ever.
More sleep, yeah. But there was like a night or 2 this week where I just didn't.
You were a zombie. Yeah, that's a fact. And I'm right there with you in solidarity, because if you don't sleep and I get 10 hours, then together we got 5 hours each.
Yeah, is that how that works? That would be really, really great if that could work that way. Like
that's how it works.
If one of us could sleep and both of us could reap the benefits, I would just stay up all the time.
Well, okay, so funny story, and this is a whole kid thing.
I don't like sleeping.
I love sleeping, but I don't like to sleep much because I'm like, I want to get up and start building things and building an empire here. But what I will say is
FOMO. I think that's why I'm a night owl. I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think we're both like that to some element. But what I will say is when Emmy sleeps on me and like cuddles in, and she's been doing this really cute thing where she'll turn over and then I'll pull her in tight and she'll take my arm and throw it around her waist, or her chest. It is so cute. It is the cutest thing ever, is having a little baby girl that just wants you to snuggle. And I'm like, okay, this is like girl dad life. This is it's the funnest. I was not a big kid person, to be honest with you, just a couple years ago. And I'm like, they're just annoying little brats. They just consume food and resources. I'm like, I was just like God love them, God bless them. But I was like, and then we're like, hey, we should probably start a family. I'm like, yeah, we should probably do that before we're like 50. But man, I tell you what, like totally turned that all upside down. I absolutely love kids. Absolutely love Emmy. She's so awesome. But I will tell you this. I totally understand and can empathize a lot more 22 months later with you saying, I get unbroken sleep? Broken sleep.
Yeah, broken sleep.
Broken sleep. You're like, Emmy tosses and turns. Like, we have a Pomsky, kind of, like, he's like a miniature husky. And he'll sometimes, when he's trying to lay down, and I don't know if you guys have a dog that does this, but he'll spiral around 38 times.
You're like, for the love of God, just lay down.
For the love of God, just lay down. And he'll spin and spin and spin and finally tuck into the little doggy bed or onto our couch or the covers, and then finally finds his comfortable spot. Well, Emmy's been doing that since, like, 12 months?
Yeah.
So she'll do that in your arm and just spin and spin and spin. And we're like, please lay down. Well, now I get it, because she'll do that at 10 o'clock, midnight, 3 a.m., 5 a.m. And I have like completely broken sleep this last, 4 weeks, 3 weeks that she's been doing this. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're like, hey, how did it go last night? I'm like, I'm so tired. And you're like, well, didn't you guys get 7-8 hours of sleep? I go, dude, you don't get it. Like, she just, she just keeps spinning. She just keeps spinning around. And you're like, right. I've been saying that for 20 months. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no wonder you haven't slept. No wonder you've been so sassy. But, so that being said, it's been a huge adjustment for us, and to go back up to the Marriage Monday topic, it's fun, like, hearing them hype it up on their Monday shows, talking about their epic talk that they're going to be giving at Together in the Trades.
Yeah. Do they have a topic yet?
Yeah, it's there's probably a secret topic though.
Oh, okay.
That's how they work.
Secret sauce.
Secret sauce. By the way, we did want to talk about Together in Trades for just a quick minute, because it's coming up quick. July 14th and 15th, I'm not mistaken, on Friday, Saturday, 2 half days. It's the the Marriage Summit that we're hosting with Kayla and Brittany Allman. But you have to get your tickets like in the next week or two if you want to go. It's over in Big Sky, Montana. There's plenty of hotel space, plenty of ticket space. We'd love to have you.
Well, but no, not plenty of ticket space.
Well, no, there is only like 10 tickets left, last I heard, because it only has 125 room seating. So no hype train there. But if you do want to go, we would love to have you. More specifically, for all you guys that are going, we super appreciate it. We can't wait to hang out with all you guys. But do me a big solid. You have to get your hotel, because I think tickets are ending June 5th, and the hotel room block, basically twofold. It closes / opens back up into the general hotel booking. So
yeah, and we actually have a discounted rate.
Yeah.
So when, if you book outside of our room block, like say it closes, you're waiting until last minute, like the rate will be different.
It's almost double, I think.
I don't know if
it's significant, because remember we tried to book for the rooms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's
because we're staying possibly all week at the resort, and it was almost double. And I'm like, I'm not paying $300-400 a night for a hotel room over here, and it literally is almost double if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, June 5th, you have to get your ticket. Get your ticket by then. And then June 9th, the hotel, if you guys can. And I don't even know if they take a one-night deposit. Most hotels don't, to be honest with you. So, you don't even have to worry about cash flow in that thing until mid-July, after you get paid from all of your April work, all of your May work, all of your June work. Then you have to front your hotel. So get your tickets at least by June 5th, and then reserve your room. But you shouldn't, I don't think, have a one-night deposit. And if you do, it's only a one-night most likely instead of a 2-night. So any which way, quick little PSA. But we're really excited about that. The Almonds are coming. We're going to be speaking. The Almonds are speaking. Jeremiah and Savannah are speaking. And I'm genuinely excited about hearing them share. They've been very passionate about this topic for quite a few years. And they're a great example of a young couple having a great marriage starting off and working through a bunch of stuff, and career with Savannah, a business with Jeremiah. She works crazy hours. So does he, but kind of inverted shifts. They got a newborn baby. So a lot of stuff that they can stem from. Mm-hmm. We've got Brad and Tammy Miller coming back in with Tandem Marriage, and they're great people.
They're real professionals.
They're so kind, so nice. They're going to be just sharing and pouring into it. Last time they talked about working together, making group decisions, how to work together with your couple, with your spouse. It was just a really, really genuine talk, and they didn't have anything to share or to sell. You know what I mean? They didn't have any ulterior motives.
Yeah, this year I believe they're talking about communication, both how to give it and receive communication, which if you consider communication criticism, kind of like that. Like it's
sure.
So I'm excited to see and hear from them.
Jeff and Kathy Joyner coming back in.
Yeah.
Everybody has been to LAL or a lot of people have been to LAL. Love Jeff. He's awesome. He's my go-to guy. I love hearing Jeff speak. He's a professional speaker that we got coming in, and him and his wife Kathy, they've been self-employed for almost 30 years. And Jeff's a professional motivational speaker, like outside of doing anything that he does for our group, which is awesome. And he was, before that, he was in professional sales for I think a decade or 15 years with Campbell Soup, #1 Campbell sales soup rep for Campbell Soup Company down in like Cincinnati, Ohio area, which is crazy.
Likes to say not how long they've been married, but how long they've happily been married.
Oh, that's true.
That's the distinction that he likes.
That's
to
true.
make.
Well,
because everybody can say they've been married. You can stick it out, be hard-headed, but how many people are actually happily married?
Yeah,
which I think is cute.
Yeah. Well, and then not only that, last year he talked about having a mission statement, a purpose statement for your family. And that was a really, really good talk.
We're still talking about
we're talking about that a year later. I'm like, what is our purpose? What is our mission? And it is a really, really helpful conversation. So any which way, quick little plug for Together in the Trades. We'd love to have you guys there. If you're considering it, if it's been tugging on your heart, if it's something that you're like, you know what? I think I really do want to go to that. It's not like, hey, my marriage is on May Day, tailspin, fire, bomb going off in your life. Probably not going to fix that necessarily. But if you want to have routine, like quote unquote maintenance, and
it's like you don't wait until your engine explodes to change your oil.
Yeah.
You change your oil regularly before you get to that point.
Yeah.
This is like a change your oil moment. Like there's a reason that we have it immediately after
the spring rush,
busy season, the spring rush, because we need it. So that's when we need it most in our schedule. So
yeah, I mean, real talk, like we're all working long hours. I'm exhausted. The guys are exhausted already. I mean, it really does, wear on you. February, March, April, May, and you go right out of winter, and sometimes that spring rush hits you, and you haven't really like caught up on sleep, if you will, feeling rested, and it can take a toll on your marriage, especially add newborn baby or building a home or building a shop or the company's growing or you're adding team members.
We're doing all of
or doing all of it all at once.
All at the same time.
Right. Some of you guys have multiple businesses. Some of you guys have real estate investments. My man, Jeremy Jacobs, he's got a couple rental properties. Like there's tenants that sometimes they can make you probably lose your wits on, so it is really, really cool. And I did want to plug Together in the Trades because we would love to have you guys there. We would love to have a couple more people there join us. And, but I just want to let you guys know real time so you guys know the cutoff. That way, if you wanted to share this podcast episode with your wife or, mention it on Instagram or Facebook and share what's going on. I think it'd be just a really cool retreat all the way out there in the mountains and kind of getting away from the busy hustle and bustle. So that being said, any updates you want to talk about outside of, Marriage Monday? By the way, shout out to Jeremiah and Savannah, Growing Green Podcast. If you guys weren't picking that up earlier, that's where you guys can check out all of those episodes. And they have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday show. They talk business and stuff and have a great lineup of guests that they bring on the show as well, talking business advice for the younger crowd, the 18 to 25-year-olds that are young in business, which is great. But the Marriage Monday has been kind of one of their go-to themes. And wow, like way to stick with it for a year. That's actually pretty
consistent. Cool. That's awesome.
100%. So what other updates you got going on in your life, Miss Fullerton? You're the house is building. That's kind of one of our updates. And are we dropping the bomb yet of that we're moving? Did we talk about that?
I mentioned that we were moving on our last podcast we did together. And
yeah.
Like, don't give away. Don't say it's like shut up.
Yeah.
But we didn't go past that.
Okay, cool. Well,
just that we were moving and not into our house because it won't be done yet.
Well, by the way, quick little tip. One thing that I like to do is like see if I can go for no or negotiate. I'm kind of petty and cheap like that sometimes.
You have the gall. Like I was talking to my mom about this. You're on the way home from somewhere. I don't even remember. And I was like, Brian, you had done something similar to this where Brian will ask for things or like, I don't even know how to describe it. If it's just that you're so confident or like you just really don't care.
I don't care. It's the
because
answer.
Brian will do things like this, for example, we're moving and we need to go month to month just for a month. And we've been living here for 3 years and there's an upcharge when you go month to month. And so Brian, being Brian, is just like, hey, we've been residents for 3 years and you want to give us like a little, something so we don't have to pay this.
I didn't say it just like that, but go ahead.
We don't have to pay this extra fee. Like I never would ask that. I would never be ballsy enough to ask that. And
why not?
You know what? And she goes, yeah. Oh, I can't tell them what else you did because
Lip it. What else did you say right now? I can't.
For the bank thing with the.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You can't bring that up. No,
I know.
I will hustle things against each other. It's all about interest rates. That's okay to say, but I'm hustling a couple institutions back and forth, and I got to get interest rates lower.
Things that you ask for, or like the way that you bring stuff up, like I would never. I don't know. Like it's like borderline rude.
Tacky.
No, it is tacky. That's what I like. It's tacky.
Kujo. Cujo. You know the name. Now experience this incredible work shoe for yourself. Hey guys, Brian here. And just a few years ago, I wondered why there wasn't some lightweight, functional shoe for the lawn care industry. A couple of weeks later, I get a message from this new company, Cujo Yardwear, letting me know about a new shoe they created for lawn care pros. We tried them out, put them to work, and the rest, they say, is history. The guys and I love Cujos because they are lightweight, breathable, super comfortable, and keep our feet dry. No more running shoes with flimsy support and soaked socks due to the morning dew or a passing spring shower. Cujo Yardwear is a family-owned company. Sean and Kelsey are a brother-sister team, and they seriously care about offering the best products for our industry. Check them out at Cujo.com. That's Kujo.com. And don't forget to use the Brian's 10 code to save 10% on your next order. Get a pair for you and a pair for your crew. You'll be so happy that you did. So, for example, like at our apartment here, we have been here for 3 years. We've paid
all of this is happening via
$70,000
to our
in
office
rent.
manager. He's like, "Hey."
It was via text. I was very cordial. I said, "Hey,
well,
just
you're
wanna
like,
check in."
we're trying to save money for the move, is what you said. Like it's their
Listen,
problem.
if you go month to month, it's like $250. Well, first off, they're raising our rent potentially like an extra $150.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. Like, I get it. That's like market rate is what they said in the letter.
When it goes up $150, $200 every year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100. Well, I mean, everything does, right? So, what are you going to do? So we're like, we're out of here. We'll figure out other solutions. We'll go camping if we have to. So what happened was?
Are you going to tell them recently? Are we talking about it?
No, not yet. Because I still want a couple of things finalized first.
Are you going to live in a pup tent?
A pup tent? I hope. A pup tent, I don't think has a floor typically, though. Like
what is a pup tent?
A pup tent's like a little, 3 or 4 sided tent, but it's just like a little play tent that you put on the sand. But I don't think a pup tent has like a floor or a base, or at least not typically. The one I had didn't. And so my mom would like throw that up in the grass, and I'm hanging out with like all the bugs and stuff in the lawn, and I'm like, this is not fun. Now, if it had like a little like, cloth or whatever bottom, like that would be
okay. So we'll do a tent down by the river.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you don't have, well, we've tried that before in Traverse City, and when it rains for 3.5 days straight, that's not fun. It'd be really nice if we could have a camper on a campsite, but we'll get there one day. So the reality is, when we went month to month we're projecting to go month to month for because we're not ready to move just yet. We need an extra month or so. And the lady was like, no problem. I'll get the month to month. She goes, MTM in the text message. And I said, that's fine. That's cool. But I said, hey, can I said what you just alluded to. And I said, I don't want to pay $250 extra per month. And so she goes, yeah, we'd be happy to. And I'm like, hey, I just saved $250 for the family budget. Mm-hmm. That's huge. Via texting. Why is that weird? Why is that tacky?
It just is.
It's
I
not
don't know.
tacky.
Like
I don't
my
care.
sense of propriety.
Are you a sole proprietor?
No, I don't know what this word is.
I don't care. Like, why is it weird?
It's socially tacky.
I've asked for 100. Like, you have not because you ask.
I can't think of any other examples off the top of my head, but you do stuff like this all the time.
Is that a funny story though?
What?
Asking for a free, a waived fee of $250. That's worth it. That's $250. So I came home and I said, hey, did you see the text message? You go, I did. And I said, that means I get to go spend $250 on something else.
That's not how that works.
Why is that not how it works? You literally pull that same logic on me all the time. You're like, oh, I got my my Nordstrom cash back, so I get to get this much extra free money or something like that. And I go, I don't think that's how it works. So anyway, we might be moving here. Most likely we're moving because we need to sign the papers like today because our lease needs to be canceled or turned in here by the end of May. And then hopefully things work out, or we could be homeless. That being said,
we'll just go on tour.
We'll go on tour.
We'll go stay with the Almonds.
Stay in the Almonds. They have a big facility. We could put our pup tent.
Don't tell them. We'll just be there one day.
Could you imagine us just...
Their shop's so big they won't notice us for a while.
No, we should put up our pup tent in the front yard.
No, it'll flood again.
Okay, what he's calling a Rancho Mono. Dude, we'll put it on the high ground, okay? Like Star Wars, okay? I know about the high ground. Listen, we'll put it on the front end of their roadside, right? Where it ramps up.
On the side of the road.
It's on the property still. But can you imagine just like Brady coming through one day? Well, Caleb probably gets there first at like 6:30 in the morning. And
if we just brought the baby, I think Brittany would let it slide.
What if you just like you saw our truck or our Tesla out front? We have an extension cord.
You can do the camping mode in the Tesla.
We could put a tent on the backside of it. So we might move in with the almonds. We have no idea what's going on with that. We might move in with you guys listening in. You don't know. If you see a tent just randomly pop up.
We have a pretty nice enclosed trailer.
An enclosed trailer? You did suggest living inside of that. I said, I don't think you want to live inside our enclosed trailer. And a new one's $14,000 that I don't have right now because I have to budget $30,000 for dirt to put up my pole barn, which is a whole nother conversation. I'm doing a podcast talking about things I've learned from the roadshow, from the Shop Tour Show series. And that was one of my talking points was make sure you have a bunch of level ground and its spec and your site plan can actually fit a barn like that. Ours can, if I bring in about 20, 30 grand worth of dirt. Now, we're doing some things to hopefully get that cost down to about a third of that cost. But nonetheless, it's still a quick snafu there with needing to level out a whole section of our pole barn, which we'll be talking more about on the YouTube channel here to come. All right, what other updates you want to give them really quick? Because if not, we're going to button this thing up. I just wanted to do a short and sweet with you and get you on the show. But how are you feeling, by the way?
Good. Honestly, really good.
It's wild. How are we not dead exhausted?
I don't know. I was telling Brian actually before this episode, I was like, love Emmy, obviously, to death. So glad that we have her and everything. But she was, like we said, not the easiest as a newborn. Mm-hmm. But I think the only thing worse than having a difficult first baby would be having a difficult second baby. If your first was Crew, he's he's probably just a normal baby, but Emmy was so difficult. We're like, oh my God, he's the best thing ever.
Well, plus, talk about stretching the rubber band of parenting. We didn't know what we didn't know either. So
Emmy made us learn it all.
Well, the loss of sleep, the learning how to nurse, how to feed, how to change diapers. We bought all this stuff in the freaking nursery. I don't even think we used 30.
We didn't need any of it.
A third of it.
We need some clothes and some diapers.
Well, so if you guys are dating or young couple or engaged and you're ready to get your own place, one quick tip somebody gave us was register for a bunch of places that you can either return and get cash value or return and future shop from, or just ask for cash, as tacky as it is. And we said, why is that? So for example, when you do your registry, you scan 500 different things that you think you're going to need. But the reality is you're going to use your top 20 go-to items. And we're like, really? And somebody said, yeah, dude, trust me. We got the 13-piece kitchen set. We use the skillet in the pot and we crock pot all of our meals. And I'm like, interesting. But you don't want to tie up $500 worth of funds or $250 worth of funds from somebody gifting you a 13-piece set when you only need 3 pots. They said, if you need more pots, buy them as you go. And I'm looking at our nursery and I'm like, dude, we don't do anything. We don't use anything in here. We don't use the crib yet. We don't even use her bed. It's like her floor bed thing.
You haven't figured it out already. Emmy sleeps in her bed.
And then she can stay as long as she wants. It's so fun and she's so happy and peaceful. Mm-hmm. So I don't really care what anybody has to say about that. But that's a quick thing too. If you guys are having babies, save some of your money and buy things as you need them. And as you grow into them, don't feel like, oh my God, we're pregnant. Now we got to come up with 5 or 10 or thousands of dollars or more, whatever your pay grade is. Buy things as you need it, not as you think you might need it.
Except for burp cloths, probably buy double, if not
things
triple,
you could buy 2, 3s, or 4 of. You can buy 4 3-packs of pacifiers, 3 or so of the shushers. You could buy.
Neither of our kids take a pacifier though.
No, they haven't. Go figure. But we have 3 or 4 shushers around.
We do. The shushers are.
We have unlimited boxes of wet wipes because we have literally if it's further than 9 feet, we need to have another water pack of wet wipes. But those things you can buy many of. You can buy extras of those. That's for sure.
And diapers, of course. Diapers.
Tons of diapers. Tons of burp cloths. Yeah, that's never an ending moment. You need an unlimited supply of those. But don't freak out because there's a lot of people out there that are new parents to this time of year as well. We're not the only ones. And a lot of people listening into the show, they're like, dude, I'm trying to hire my right-hand guy, or I just had an employee quit. The schedule's crazy. The spring rush is crazy. We just had a baby or our second baby. How are you managing? And I'm like, dude, we're treading water half the time too, just trying to survive. I don't think you ever really truly figure it out. I think by the time you do figure it out, you're done having your second, third, fourth kid.
Well, and every kid is so different too, so you never know. Once you get it figured out with one kid, it's going to be different with the next.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then by the time you get done, you're like, well, done having kids. And so then you start asking like 30 and 40-year-olds how to do it. And what do they say? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. I'm like, give me the answers. And it's like, and it's true. You just get baptized by fire.
I think the secret.
What's that?
Is living really close to both grandmas.
Dude, for sure. If we didn't have grandparents, oh my God, we wouldn't make it. Jeremiah on this podcast said, shout out to Mother's Day, like the single moms out there. But I know Father's Day is right around the corner. Dude, shout out to the single dads. Because I couldn't even imagine. Like I try to put down Emmy, solo half the time, and it just doesn't work. She kills me. And all I got is Bluey or Miss Rachel, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of bumping up and down on the knee and just trying to hug her to sleep. And mama, mama, mama. It just screams bloody murder. And I'm like, I know, I want her too. So I really do appreciate all the stuff that you're putting into parenting our babies, as I'm trying to make sure that the engines are full forward on the house, the barn, and the crew, man, which the guys have been crushing it. Shout out to them big time, because without them, we would literally be drowning. There's no doubt about it, because I'd be in the field, and it's hard to keep every plate spinning, as you guys can imagine.
Sorry, you just gave me the biggest smile.
He's like, what up, though? I mean, I'd have a big smile if I was in his position, too.
Shut up.
What? I'm just saying. All right, so anything else you want to add on today's show? But I do appreciate you hopping on and checking in, and everybody making sure that, you're still alive. And
Rob's back.
Rob is back. Yep. About 2 weeks ago, he came back, which is great. Thank God. Yeah. By the way, he likes those Ultracom ISO tunes. He called me this morning and he's like, hey dude, we were talking about a bunch of stuff for like 7 or 8 minutes, a couple updates for the crew and the schedule for the day. And he goes, hey, by the way, how do I sound? And I go, I don't know. Good. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, I'm wearing the Ultracoms, the new ISO tunes headset ones, and like earpod type ones. They look really cool. And I'm like, actually you sound great. He goes, I'm wearing the Ultracoms. I'm like, awesome. So, hey, there you go. Product testimony for you. I test everything that I can, but some things I don't care about testing, I just give it to the crew, and they go ham on it. They love testing all the new stuff. So thumbs up with Rob so far with the Ultracoms, with ISO tunes and the Brian's 10 code if you guys need those. What else is going on in life? I'm trying to think what else.
We no longer have a giant hole in the ground. We have a hole in the ground with wood.
Oh, for the home?
Yeah, we have walls and
first floor is framed.
Yeah, floors and
second floor is going up. Chris,
the staircase.
Chris texted me about probably 3 hours ago, and he said they're going to be putting on the walls, not the walls, the OSB today for the second floor, and they're going to be framing. I think tomorrow. It looks like.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked out our family YouTube channel, it's called Building It Together. Tons of updates there. Maybe hit the subscribe button, or at least check out a video. Drop a like and leave a comment. You guys know how it goes, but it is really, really cool to see the home getting built.
When are we going to talk about where we're moving to?
As soon as I sign on it.
Okay.
As soon as that's closed out, then it's a guarantee. Because I don't like counting my chickens before they hatch or whatever.
Well, we have to move somewhere now.
Well, we haven't signed those papers either. If you can't tell, I'm in limbo. I'm trying to work two angles at the same time.
There's so many things happening right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to hustle my apartment complex and also, figure out our moving situation. And it's just, life is like an adventure. It's meant to be lived. And I'm really, really excited about creating these fun adventures and memories. And so, I'm not waiting for every green light to be green, if you will, but
we always talk about living wide. You don't know how much distance in life you're gonna get, the length of your life, but you can live each day as wide as possible.
Yeah. Well, and then one thing I will say outside of all this stuff that's going on,
just
what?
Just the way.
Well, that's like you're saying. What do you want me to freaking say to that?
I don't know. It's just
not you should live shorter. What do you want?
I don't know.
The hell do you want me to say to that? I mean, good for you if that's your philosophy. Do you live a wild life? Don't throw stuff at me.
You can't throw it back and holding the baby.
What's that?
You can't throw it back and holding the
That's
baby.
That's not true. Funny story on the Marriage Mondays. Savannah had a knife or a pen. She was flicking open. Mm-hmm. And dude, Jeremiah's got the attention of a gnat. He's just stop it. And she's like, I'm not doing anything, Jeremiah. Click, click, click. And to see them fight, it's so how we petty fight, at a younger age though. They get a little bit more stamina because they're a decade younger than us. But it's just,
oh my God, they are a decade younger.
I know, dude, it's wild. But she's clicking a pen.
Oh, we're all.
I know. That's why it's funny to I'm to be young, dumb, and young, dumb, and broke. They're not broke, but
or dumb.
Or dumb. one last thing I will say, we'll button up the show, because this is a quick little, I guess, Fullerton family life update and recap. I had Dan Martell on the podcast.
You did. That was huge.
Dude, that was freaking huge. That guy's awesome.
Brian occasionally will get like analysis paralysis, or like, I don't know, like things have to be perfect for Brian sometimes to feel like it's okay to start something or do something. And his big thing right now has been, or lately, for like the last few years, really, is like not having like a studio. So when he has these guests on and he does, you know, whether it's in real, like in person or via Skype, like his background's our living room. We call it his corner office because it's literally in the corner.
It's so embarrassing,
of our office or our living room. So for him to have a big guest on, like, I think it kind of broke your mold of like, I have to wait until I, you know,
dude, he's worth $100 million
to, like,
at
do
least.
These things, and you had this huge man. Not a huge man. I'm not making any. I'm tired. I'm not making any.
He's a big personality.
Huge man.
That's a huge man. Okay,
but like that's a like big.
He's
huge. You've
the
been
biggest
talking
fish
about nothing but this book for like the past few weeks.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I got it. I saw a couple of Instagram reels and I was like, ooh, who is this? And then I got his book and I'm like, and I listened to the audiobook on the mower in like 2 days. And I was like, Liz, dude, this book is freaking awesome. And there's a lot of business people, a lot of guru people. But I feel like Dan's a little different, and I personally resonated to him. So I don't know if you guys get anything out of the Buyback Your Time book, but we had him on the podcast and the Zoom. Dude, like, he rocked my world. And I'm like, the best part was the end when I was like, hey, so what do you think about the company of one, or building a big business, building an empire is what he calls it. And he's just like laid into it. He's like, that's bullshit. And he's just like goes into it. I'm like,
which I was like, oh, I actually really like the company.
Well, we kind of subscribed to that for the last couple of years. And I'm not saying it's wrong or not true. There's another book and another philosophy out there called The Company of One, but I really liked his answer to my analogy, the fishing analogy, like the Jimmy John sign. And you know, it did get me thinking a lot about, like, imagine it's like the whole, like, what's worse, not knowing how to read, or reading and then choosing to not read a book, right? It's like the whole, hey, you're in a free enterprise economy, and it's like you choose to just be solo or be a small business owner. Right? Like, you have the opportunity in this country to grow a $5, $10, $100 million company. But at the same point, you're like, no, I'm just going to be a small business owner and do $200,000 worth of revenue. No shade on that. That was me for 13 years, 12 years. So like, I totally get it. It was always me and a guy, me and two guys. But at the same point, it was a really interesting revelation, because he's like, imagine all the people you can help along the way if you did build a big business. Jobs, your community, investments, of course, making money, helping people along the way. And I don't know, it was just some really good food for thought and some good mind food. And but that was a big win. I think outside of having like maybe Tom Wheelwright on the show, I think Dan is probably the biggest fish that I've had so far on the podcast. And that was a really, really good time. So I was really excited about that one.
It sounded like it went really well.
Yeah, 100%. All right, well, anything else you want to leave these guys? But this is a little soft Fullerton family update, and it's like the least episode you've like roasted me on.
I was just gonna say this is like the least spicy, I think.
Don't lose the show, because we gotta get this to this. He's on a cruise right now. If you guys don't know, he's sucking off the fat of the land. He's going to Alaska, and I don't know when this podcast's episode is airing, but Mr. Producer, if you're listening to this, you deserve it more than anybody. I think he's got like 20.
I probably owe him a cruise at this point.
Dude, totally. Yeah. There's some part of the compensation package says after 1,000 episodes, you get a free cruise or something like that. Which Paul's almost at 1,000. So I think Paul has to give Mr. Producer a free cruise. I don't know if that works across the whole Mr. Producer network.
Is Paul moving?
I don't know. I think so. I think by the end of, or mid-July his lease is up too.
Okay. Maybe we'll move in with Paul.
He didn't choose to go month to month.
It's like a hype house, but different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he wants to come up to Michigan. He is so, I love Paul. He's so soft with the weather. He's like, I ain't going to Michigan. I'm like, you grew up in Ohio, bro. It's 5 minutes down the road. Like, we have the exact same weather pattern. Now, if you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like 30s and 40s in the winter, but 50s and 60s, you know, in November, December, February, March, arguably. You're still in the low 40s, 50s. It's not like freezing cold 24/7 like Michigan is for almost 4 months straight. But he's like, no, I'm going to Florida. I think he's going to between Florida and Alabama. If I had to guess, he's going to go to Alabama. 100% I could see Paul with a Southern chick. It's a draw, like you said. How y'all doing, Paul? And he's like, I got a top 100 podcast. He's like, well, that's awesome. What's your name?
I'm going to go off on a tangent, so I'm just going to put a pin in it because I have the weirdest thing to bring up right now.
What is it?
There's like these trail pageant girls. I don't know what the heck they're called. I was actually going to text the Jennings about it. Have you seen these girls with, I don't even know what they're, this is so random.
Is this the part of the podcast where we should probably wrap it up?
This is what I'm saying. Like my alarm bells were going off. We should probably just shut up.
Because Paul has to leave. He can't stay at the apartment. He doesn't want to go month to month.
What is it called? It's like the Alabama Trail Pageant Girls.
Alabama Trail Pageant Girls?
I'm Googling.
What does that mean? Are they a bunch of like Miss America type girls or something?
Azalea Trail Maids. Have you seen it?
No, but I feel like we're about to get weird.
I think they're in Alabama.
If you guys don't know, like Liz and I don't know a lot on a lot of different topics.
Girls and they welcome people to the area.
We're always Googling things.
And they get different colored dresses and like there's only a couple pink ones, so everybody wants to be the pink one.
What is this? You think that's what Paul's going to marry? Yeah. Or find?
No, just like a nice girl like that because they have to be so well rounded to like, you know, it came up on my TikTok and like I have to ban myself from TikTok because I can't.
That's worth a Google.
I go down
Azalea Trail Maids.
Yes.
Who are these people?
I'm pretty sure they're from Georgia, Alabama. Georgia, Alabama. No, Alabama.
I mean, they look like sweet girls, you know. I don't know. But who?
They have bloomers.
Boomers?
Bloomers.
What's a bloomer?
Like long underpants things.
Oh, well, I mean, they look like sweet girls, you know.
Yeah, but like I feel like
Ben Naaman, Paul Jameson.
Paul Jameson could marry like a alumni Azalea Trail. Like they're supposed to be really nice girls. They're like city ambassadors, basically.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's, you know, he's got a good ace up his hand, like saying up his sleeve, saying, "Hey, I've got a top 200 podcast, and I'm rich," you know. And
these girls are like 16 or something, though, so it definitely have to be like a
alumni, like you said, 23, 24. Yeah, that means
Paul is not 23 or 24.
How old is Paul?
Not 23 or 24.
So they'd have to be, well, it's Paul's choice, not us. So at the end of the day. One last thing I was going to say was, you took my train of thought from the Azalea whatever girls.
I told you it was random and we should have just stopped.
Yeah, no, so Paul's out of there. By the way, Paul...
Mobile, Alabama.
Is that where he's moving?
No, that's where these trail maids are.
Well, they're probably local, you know. I was going to say Paul launched his book.
Yeah, he's just busting them out, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's just creating...
Like, dedicated.
Yeah, I mean, but he, you know, another great resource. I think I have a podcast interview coming up with him, actually, about that. He scheduled it like 6 weeks ago. It's like the earliest I had availability, and not like hyping up his book launch 6 weeks later.
Jeez, Brian.
Well, I mean... The schedule's the schedule. I cannot change my podcast. I do all my podcasts on Thursday now. It's like the only thing that's keeping us sane around here is because we used to do all my podcasting and all the coaching calls go on Thursday. And
block scheduling has been really good for our marriage.
It's been great for the last 6-8 months for us. But yeah, anyway, so much success hopefully to Paul on his new book. And I forget the title, but he'll be talking about it in a future episode. So that's okay. All right. Well, that's what I got for today's show. Why are you doing the eye twitch right now? Are you hanging in there?
Because I'm like disappointed in myself. Again, we almost made it out of the show without me bringing up something completely random. They have to Google while the show's going on. And now we talked about Azalea Trail Maids.
Hey, whatever. It's okay. I mean, you learn something every episode. And I bet you 99% of people didn't know what an Azalea Trail Maid is.
Well, they still don't know because I didn't do a very good job explaining, so I don't even know myself. But you can Google it. It's interesting.
That's the point. Like, I was like, Dan Martell's book is great, but I'm not going to like read you the book. Go buy the book. And then Azalea Trail Maids. We don't know their whole life story, but you can go down that rabbit hole and learn more about it if you like. What we like to do, it's like a buffet. We like to serve the food. It's there. And if you want to take a heaping scoop of one condiment, then go for it.
I would take a heaping scoop of mashed potatoes and gravy right about now.
You know, that does sound pretty good. You want to talk about our Texas Roadhouse story? The crowning of human achievement.
Okay, this is the last thing, and then we gotta go. Okay. So coming home, we started Emmy in gymnastics last week, and so this week we got her all dressed up. I was like,
now you're getting all excited.
I didn't get her like a cute outfit or anything yet because I wanted her to take her first class to make sure she liked it. You know, walk in the building, she starts screaming. I'm like gonna be mad. I bought all these like leotards, you know. Mm-hmm. So this week, we all of her leotards came in. She really liked the class last week, so I was like, okay, we can.
She was so excited. If you've ever seen a 23-month or 22-month-old go, yeah,
she's so pumped.
Her whole body shakes.
She lives for the jumping, and tumbling. So she really enjoyed it. The only thing that we're trying to figure out now is like having activities, like we have to have meals planned, which.
Yeah, it's not going well.
We go through phases of like being good at and being bad at. Right now, we're really bad at it, and I'm blaming on having a newborn, but this is just what we do regularly.
Sure.
And so on our way home, we were trying to figure out what we want for dinner. So steak sounded really good, and Better Health is kind of like on the way home. And I'm a big fan of Better Health and Whole Foods, like meat, because it's just better quality.
Well, it was
whatever.
It was like on the road when we were driving home.
Yeah, it's like on the way home. So I sit with both kids in the car while Brian goes in. Or no, you brought Emmy in, and then there's nothing there. Like all of the meat is gone. Like there's like some sort of like.
No, like they got rid of the butcher station.
It's like gone. So Brian gets back in the car. He's got like blueberries. I'm like, this isn't working. We have to go somewhere else. And I don't want to go to Kroger because then it's just a half-hour process. So you check out, and then you still have to get home and cook it. Like we are like now approaching danger zone. Emmy's starting to say she's hungry, and Emmy's got like a 3-minute window, or she gets like hangry.
Right.
So then quickly thinking on my feet, like I do. I'm like, hey, I've seen there's a butcher counter at Texas Roadhouse when we go in. Let's just go buy some steaks from Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And take them home and cook them.
That's the one where we sing happy birthday to Brittany Almond.
That's Brittany Almond's birthday special. And so
I think her birthday's in like April or May or whatever. Definitely not November at LAL.
No, it's in, I think, March. Right?
I don't know.
I think it's in March. Anyways, so we go to Texas Roadhouse, and I'm in the car now with both children because Brian didn't want to bring Emmy in because she's starting to get crabby, so he'd rather leave her in the car with me to do so.
I said I'd be back in 90 seconds.
It was not 90 seconds, though, because the Texas Roadhouse apparently does not sell their steaks. And so Brian goes in and asks this person who works there, like,
the third thing you're going to learn
can I buy a raw steak? And we look at him like he has 3 heads.
So the hostess girl goes, I don't know if we do that, but if they did, it'd be at the bar. So I go to the bar and I ask the bar girl, who's really nice. She was a nice girl. And she's like, I go, she's taking the order from like somebody at the bar. Now the bar, it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon because we just got out of gymnastics. And so it's like the corporate crowd is in there right now. Families come in there in about another hour, but right now it's like the corporate guys. And so anyway, at the bar is like 6 or 7 dudes. They're all in blue dress shirts, black slacks, khakis. They got their Breitlings on. Like these are business guys. It's all business corridor right where we live. And so I go, hey, I was just curious to see if you had a couple steaks that we could buy, like the raw ones in the butcher's station over there that I could just go and take them home to go cook. And she goes, you want to buy some raw steaks? And I go, yeah. And she goes, honey, I don't know if we do that. And I'm like, I don't know. That's what she sounded like. And I'm like, why are you yelling? And now all the corporate guys like look at me and she goes, well, we don't do that. And I'm like, why are you yelling? Please stop. And so the guys are like all looking at me. And now I feel like an embarrassed idiot. And she goes, I've never been asked that before. Let me go check with my manager. And this is the ridiculous of like, sometimes you say like, I like ask situations, like see what happens. I'm like, sometimes I just don't know because I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant. So I go back out to the hostess stand with the girl from the bar, and she goes, let me get the manager. Manager comes out. I say, hey, she explains the whole story. He wants to buy raw steak. I'm like, well, it's not like exactly like that, but I was just hoping to take him home. Maybe you guys have a couple ribeyes we can get. The grocery store, down the road doesn't have any steaks. I just want to get a couple steaks. Can we just go home and I go grill some steaks? And so the manager's like, well, I don't know if we really do that. But I know there's a button somewhere. Let me see what I can do. So homie like starts hitting the screen and he can't find it. So he goes, well, let me get my my general manager. My general manager would know. Grabs the general manager. He comes out and he goes, what's up? And everybody's like, he wants to buy some raw steaks. And the girl at the bar goes, he wants to buy raw steaks. And I'm like, yes, I just want to buy a couple of raw steaks. Like, and it was just so awkward how they all kept repeating it so loud. And now the 3 girls at the hostess stand see this huge commotion and they're like, why is this guy a weirdo buying raw steaks? Like, we cook them here, sir. We don't give them to you raw. And then it was funny because...
It was at this point, though, no, I start calling Brian because both kids are absolutely losing their mind in the car.
Well, you were using all caps and a lot of swear words via text. Get your daughter, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like... Hey, yelling doesn't make it go any faster. That's one of my favorite lines with you. I'm like...
Well, because like we said, gymnastics ends at like 4:30. So we get there like people are starting to pour in now for dinner, and I'm standing in the parking lot. We drive a Tesla Model
screaming.
X, and so our doors, when they're open, aren't like inconspicuous. They open like falcon wings.
You see the whole car.
You see the whole inside of the car. It's playing classical music is blaring because I was trying to get them to calm down.
I know.
I have both doors open because I don't know who to go to first, and like I just don't know. They're both screaming. I don't know what to do. So I get crew out. And because I was like, well, maybe I could just stand with Emmy and like hold my phone and she watch Blue or something.
Well,
she starts demanding that she wants out too. And she doesn't have shoes on because she takes her shoes off in the car. And like, I don't have anywhere to set crew down. Like it was a mess. I'm standing in the parking lot. All the doors of the car are open.
Baby's
Music's
crying.
blaring. They're all crying. I'm about to cry. Like it was just, I just wanted some steaks.
Well,
I just wanted to go home.
Well, so as this, so you're texting me really mean things. Come to Together in Trades. You'll see how this works. And I'm going to ask Brad and Tammy. I'm going to read this text message back to him and go, hey, how would you handle this situation, Brad? And he'd be like, you need to talk to Tammy. So the store manager comes out and he's like fiddling with the computer. He's like, I know there's a button here somewhere. I don't know. He grabs the line cook manager, the chef, I don't know what you call it. Kitchen manager. He comes out and he's like, and they're hitting 78 buttons and going down the whole rabbit hole. These like touchscreen computers. And then, short story long, dude, they finally can ring me up for some steaks. And I just wanted 2 ribeye. That's all it was. And the guy goes, just 2? He goes, we're going to go through all this for 2? I go, yeah, let's get 4. So I get 4 steaks. I get 2 ribeye and 2 bone-in ribeye. And the bone-in ribeyes last night were actually really good. They were really, really good. Liz cooks a mean steak. Like, you have this art of cooking steaks mastered. Not everything mastered in the kitchen, but steaks for sure, 100%.
Thanks.
I'm saying like you're 99 out of 100. Calm down. See, the rookie mistake is to think negative first and positive second. You're such a rookie. Stop being a rookie. Rookie for life. So listen. So then the bartender girl goes, okay, well, my manager just told me you got to ring up 8 sides. You get 2 sides with each steak. So
we're not buying the steaks individually at this point. We have to buy full meals to go with our raw steaks.
Yeah, I said, I don't want meals. I said, I just want steaks. She goes, well, they come with sides. I go, well, what do you, and so I'm getting crazy text messages. So anyway, short story long, I'm trying to carry out 8 sides.
You came out to get Emmy halfway through this, and in one hand he has a Coke. I'm like, oh, nice to see that you're just inside, fiddly farting around, drinking my Coke in the air conditioning without any children, not a worry in the world. Nice.
Yeah, in a chat thread that would make anybody blush. And I'm like, here, I'll take Emmy. I go inside. I'm like, Emmy, you having a good time? He goes, no. I go, yeah, mom's mean. Let's go. I know. So we go inside. Dude, look, if you don't want to be aired out being guilty on radio, what do you want me to say here, okay? Like, you're great, except for when you get mad.
How was your Coke?
Sweet. Very sweet.
Not bitter? Not bitter at all?
No, you're bitter. It was sweet.
Got it.
Anyway, I'm carrying out all this stuff, and I don't know any point to this story other than letting people know that if you go to Better Health and the Butcher Block station doesn't have any steaks to sell, don't go to Texas Roadhouse expecting to get...
By the time that we went through this whole process, we could have just had them cook the steaks for us.
So that was the big takeaway in the car. We're driving home. Both kids are actually calm. Crew kind of dozes back off. Emmy's chill, just, picking at her feet. And we drive home and I go, if we would have just waited 3 more minutes, we could have just literally got cooked carry-out steaks. Because now we get home, both kids re-explode.
Like World War III getting them. World War III again getting home. Just to then have to cook our meal ourselves. We paid the same price. They could have just cooked it for us. Well, it was the most ridiculous thing.
And we get home and both kids go nuclear again because one needs food. Emmy needs raspberries or blueberries because if she doesn't eat fruit, she goes, they're going to kill everybody because she consumes a ridiculous amount of fruit, like $20 a day worth of fruit. And I'm like, I literally can't afford my dirt or my barn or my house because their kid eats so much fruit. So any which way, actually, hold on. The culminating thought, you're totally missing it. I would be so upset if I didn't share this quick thought on the podcast about this whole dang story about Texas Roadhouse.
Great.
Because whose thought was this?
It was mine.
Yes. Now, time out. Don't mess this one up because we leave Better Health. It's just like a organic, whatever kind of grocery store. You guys have them probably. And I'm driving out of there and I go, man, I don't know what to do. Like the only place I know to get a steak is Kroger or Walmart. Kroger's too far away. Walmart's across the street. I go, I'm not eating no Walmart steak. I go, okay.
Sounds so bad.
Well,
meat freaks me out.
Just talking truth.
Meat just kind of.
Listen. So we're leaving and we're at this like crossroads and you go, oh my God, Texas Roadhouse. You can buy raw steaks there. And I go, oh my God. So I turn left on the green arrow and I go, how are you so smart? Like, how do you figure this stuff out? Like, that's an incredible thought. Like genius mode activated. And what did you say? What did you say?
It's very humble.
No, you were not. What did you say?
Well, I have ingenuity. I think on my feet.
Yeah, you said, I don't know. I'm just really resourceful.
Resourceful. That's the word I keep.
I'm resourceful, and I have ingenuity, and I think quick on my feet, because when you grow up poor, you have to think quick and get things done. And that's just what I do. I solve problems, and I'm just really good at stuff like this.
Again, very humble.
And I go, man, babe, you're the best. You're awesome. High fives.
I know.
Family win. Fullerton family's kicking butt.
We went into this on such a high note.
Like, yeah, dude, like nobody, like we find problems and we find solutions. Like difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. Yeah. What are we, Liz? We're a what?
Effective team.
We're an effective team.
What movie is that from?
Oblivion.
Okay.
With Tom Cruise. And anyway, as you guys now know, I walk into Texas Roadhouse and they're like, what? No. We don't sell raw steaks here. What the hell are you talking about? And the kids go nuclear. My wife goes nuclear. Everybody's going nuclear. I'm inside sipping my soda. And the bartender chick is like, yeah, we don't do that, but now that you did, you need 8 sides. I'm like, I don't need 8 sides. And then she's like, we need to pick 8 sides. I go, I couldn't even care less about the size.
What size did you pick? I think you just got a smashed potatoes.
I got a bunch of Caesar salads and a bunch of mashed potatoes.
You didn't get like any
that's the only thing ready to go.
Or like
no, you want me to read back the text message? I'll tell you, my blood pressure was going through the roof. I get outside, my daughter looks like she's been, kidnapped in the parking lot because she's crying to death.
She's so pale. When she cries, her eyes,
everything gets puffy and pink.
Red.
She gets so, her eyes swell, her whole face swells up. She's like so upset. Like we just I
had like my first strong mom of 2 moment, because I was holding crew and managed somehow to get Emmy out of her car seat and picked her up.
Dude.
So I both kids one-handed in each arm.
I was impressed.
It was
but I come out in the face you gave me. I was like, hi,
because you're just strolling about with your little
What do you want
coat.
me to do? I was supposed to be in there for 90 seconds.
Come back out when I realized it wasn't going to be 90 seconds and get one of the kids.
Well, you go, just leave. We don't need any of this stuff. I go, well, we're only kind of
In case you're wondering, 2 under 2 is going great.
I said, well, another 90 seconds. I'd either know if we can't get the steaks or know if we have dinner. And I said, it would be worth another 90. This is what I texted back. I said, it's worth another 90 seconds to find out if we can have dinner.
No.
And I said, where else are you going to go from here? I said, if I leave, I said, if I leave, we don't have any food. I said, now we're really screwed.
It's not like we don't have any food in the house.
But you wanted the steak.
I did.
And man, your ingenuity, your resourcefulness, your ability to problem solve.
I am anything.
You were awesome.
If not humble.
It was so awesome. It was like the biggest eat crow moment ever. And I was like, man, you are so resourceful.
Bad.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. Like, it was so, that was God humbling. Like, you totally
everybody had a dirty diaper. It was just bad. It was bad.
You had a dirty diaper because you were all salty.
A dirty diaper.
Okay. All right. So
a dirty diaper.
202 is, they say the 3 biggest causes of divorce are moving, kids, and a career change.
Okay. Well, good thing we're not changing careers.
No, we're not.
This is about the only thing we're not doing.
This we do a lot of extra things on the side that never get aired or brought up on the podcast or YouTube channel. Again, we talk podcasts and lawn care 24/7, but it's 10% of our life. Maybe 30% of our life. We got a lot of other irons in the fire and things that we do, but we are moving.
After this, we should just get a subscription to Good Ranchers.
Yeah. They sponsor a lot of conservative people.
But then they're frozen, so it wouldn't really help us.
We tried it and I wasn't overly impressed with it. No shade. I just wasn't overly impressed with it. But I don't know. They want to be a sponsor on the podcast. We'll promote them. I'm trying to build a house. So we'll find out how that goes. But all right. Well, that's our short and sweet 20-minute episode. Somehow these turn into 55 minutes. I'm struggling to figure out a title. I'm
struggling with this. Brian keeps saying our builder, Mike Miller, he has this
I did
phrase,
get him on the podcast.
It's the least offensive. If you bring up something and it's a stupid idea or something, he'll go, that's a good idea. I just struggle with the execution, or I struggle. He's always that's his go-to phrase to let you down easy is I just struggle with.
He struggles with us a lot.
He struggles with us a lot. So now Brian I struggle with that.
I struggle a lot.
Hey Brian, I think you need to not get a Coke and come out and take one of your kids. Liz, I struggle with that. I struggle with that.
Hey Liz, I can't find a steak anywhere here at Better Health. I struggled to find a good steak for you, and I don't want to come out empty-handed because
Brian, I struggle with that.
If I come out empty-handed, I get backhanded. I don't have an answer.
Have some ingenuity.
Do you get beat by your wife, Brian? No, it's totally different. By the way, one last thing we'll wrap up with. I found that home, by the way. We found inspiration for the exterior of a home.
Oh, this was the other weird thing that only Brian would do is he's driving down the road, finds a house that he likes the exterior color of. It looks very similar to the house that we're trying to build. A little different, but the color is just great. Exactly the color we've been looking for. He drives past it 3 or 4 times, then decides, you know what? I'm just going to roll up, pulls up this driveway. Lucky, we're not that far outside.
This is a $2 to $3 million home on a private gated thing. But I didn't care.
Rolls up on this house. Okay, that's one thing. Takes it a step further, knocks on the door.
Yep.
And this poor woman has her 16-year-old daughter coming home at the same time. So now he looks like a total weirdo.
That was totally unexpected. She's like walking up the driveway behind me. Her friend dropped her off in the car or out of the car. So like
random man's just in her driveway.
Yeah. So my truck's blocking their driveway and she's like, who the hell are you? And like, it scared me because I didn't know who was coming up behind me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get
Lucky
jumped.
You didn't get shot.
No shoot.
And then is like, knocks on the door and is like, hey, I like your
I was like, hey, I love everything about your house. Literally everything that they have is what we've been picking out.
Normal people don't do that.
Well, I'm anything but normal. I'm Abby normal.
I struggle.
I struggle with being a normal person. What is normal, Liz? What is normal? Is normal average? Do you want to be average, Liz? You don't seem like somebody that's average. I struggle seeing you as an average person, Liz. So anyway, knocked on the door. Lady like clearly just got done doing workout, and she's like, yes. And I'm like, I love everything about your home. Okay. She goes, and I'm like, I'm just messing about. Like, I love everything about your house. This looks absolutely beautiful. We're building, blah, blah, blah. We've been trying to find exterior colors that we're like in love with. And I said, this is exactly what we've been trying to imagine, but this is exactly what we would like to do. Can you tell me more? And she was actually really sweet. She was really kind. Followed me on Instagram. I followed her back. Really, really nice lady. She's like, any of the colors, any of the stuff you need, just let me know. I'll help you out. She goes, anything to help you guys. And I showed her our plan and she was like, oh my God, it's going to be beautiful. I'm like, it will be now that I have some good inspiration. Because we've been struggling with some of the exterior design work. But
yeah, the exterior color mostly.
Yeah, but it's coming together. And I'm telling you guys what, man, you think you know, and then you realize you know nothing. And we thought we had a lot of design work figured out with the home, but talk about going back to the drawing board. Like we have a lot of gaps to fill in, but yeah. So it's like late night meetings are always like, hey, if you got 30 minutes, we need to talk cabinets tonight. And I'm like, yay, so all that kind of stuff.
Do you want to go to sleep or do you want to figure out our flooring?
It really is. It is a tough, but it's just a busy season. The almonds made it through. We'll make it through. Mm-hmm. Amen. So, all right. That's what I got for you guys. Just a fun episode today. Nothing crazy. I do appreciate you joining the show, Liz. I love having you on, and hopefully I can get you on.
I'm surprised.
What?
Because the azalea trail.
Yeah, I mean it goes up and down, left and right, but that's our life. Mm-hmm. I mean that's you, up and down, left and right. You never know what you're gonna get sometimes.
Great.
That's why I married you. I love the fun, the creativity, the excitement, the unexpected.
After this, people are gonna sign a petition, help Brian Fullerton get away from his abusive wife. You make it sound like I beat you.
I didn't say that at all. I imply that, I walk a fine line.
Anyways.
It has nothing to do with any of the
Thank you for having me on again.
It was like a business transaction. I feel like you just shook my hand.
My brain's turning off now.
Well, no, I love getting you on. And same thing Jeremiah and Savannah said, if anybody gets anything out of the 52 weeks of Marriage Monday, fantastic. But one thing that they really like is that they're documenting their life. Mm-hmm. And we say the same thing all the time. I say, you know what, the YouTube channel, the podcast, all this stuff, it's just great documenting a little bit of your life. And that's why I encourage you guys, whether you build a YouTube channel or have a podcast, at least have an Instagram or a Facebook and share photos, share stories, share your life, share these benchmarks, because you're going to look back on them one day and go, man, we were just young, dumb kids, broke kids, just young people, young couple, pseudo successful couple, and get to document all the different stages and phases of your life. And I like sharing and having you on, Liz, because you're a part of it just as much as I'm a part of what you're putting together too. So I love you.
Love you.
All right. You having a good time? We're all done here?
Yeah. Crew's been like a little angel.
I can't believe he's chill this whole time. That's impossible. We never could do that with Emmy.
No,
that's insane. No way. But you know what? Oh, you should go check in on my mom though. It's been 2 hours. And
hogtied in the garage.
My mom's hogtied in the garage. That's a fact. All right, guys. Well, that's what we got for you on today's show. As always, appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully, you guys are off to the races, having a good week, and that's what we got going on over here. If you guys have anything, shoot an email, brianslawmaintenance2007@gmail.com. Let us know how we're doing. A couple reviews came in just the other day. Super appreciate that feedback. And if they're 5-star and, you guys want to leave us a couple of sentences, we would really appreciate that. We'll be sure to read those on the next couple podcast episodes as well. Mr. Producer handles all of that, and we're really grateful for that feedback. So, all right, over and out, guys. You guys have a beautiful rest of the day, and we look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next one.
Running a successful lawn care and landscaping business means you are working hard and smart. You're smart about investing in equipment to grow your business, to be more efficient, go the distance, and take more on. Cujo Yardwear is working hard to provide you with the absolute best footwear options to help you get the job done. You want efficiency? Trash the grass-stained athletic shoes that fail on slopes and do. You want to go the distance? Forget those overkill boots that weren't built for the yard. You don't have to choose between lightweight comfort or water-resistant traction because Cujo Yardwear was built for you. From the comfortable yard shoes to the tough X1 landscape boots, Cujo selected the best quality materials to optimize the performance and satisfaction of lawn care professionals. While you focus on laying killer stripes, Cujo will be there every step of the way. Check them out at Cujo.com, Kujo.com. Hi, I'm Mr. Producer, and one more thing. If you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you need our free email newsletter. It's delivered 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. Join our mailing list to stay connected to the world of lawn care and get exclusive access to the latest and greatest from Fullerton Unfiltered and Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Don't miss out on this opportunity to stay ahead of the curve and elevate your lawn care game. Sign up now with the link we've provided in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.